Man, there are a lot of Cleveland Brown fans just trash talking Lamar on the Ravens Twitter page. It's pretty bad. Huh. Hope their season doesn't flop. Anyway, you guys know what this is. It's another Lamar Jackson development video, so cue the intro. What's going on, everybody? It's me again, back at it with another Lamar Jackson development video, training camp edition. Now, this video would have came out a lot earlier, but I decided to purposely delay it because the Jacksonville Jaguars were practicing with us this week. We had a joint practice with them, and I decided, why not see how Lamar does against the Jacksonville Jaguars starters? So I decided I'm gonna wait until after today's practice, which is today's Tuesday, after today's practice, and give this video then. So here we are. Now, from what we saw from that practice, well, from what I personally seen and from all the reports, Lamar has been pretty good. We're gonna get on that first, but we gotta start off with offense. Our receivers have been great. Boykin's been great. Jaleel Scott's been pretty good. Andrews has been the talk of the town. Hurts has been slowly improving. Seth Roberts, Michael Floyd, they've been showing up lately. Chris Moore is making some good catches. Willie Snead's still there. Receivers been playing well, gaining chemistry with Lamar. I like what I'm seeing from the receivers. Of course, not all these receivers are going to thrive in the regular season, but it's just good to see the ball being spread around to all these receivers and Lamar gaining chemistry with all of them, because they're all going to be on the field at some point. Whoever's on this roster, all the receivers will probably be on the field at some point and get reps, so it's good to see him gain chemistry with all of them. As for our defense, it's not much to talk about in terms of pass rushing. Bowser did get a pick 6 against Nick Foles during training camp practice against the Jags. So that was good. But other than that, it was just one issue, and that was with Jimmy Smith. Good God, Jimmy Smith. Conley from the Jags has been embarrassing you. He embarrassed you in Monday's practice, and he just completely destroyed you in today's practice. You allowed this man to get a 65-yard touchdown on you. Are you serious, man? Jimmy Smith, what's going on with you? I'm not hearing this about Humphrey. I'm not hearing this about Tavon Young. I'm not hearing this about Deshaun Elliott, who's actually been pretty impressive. He's been making some plays. But I'm not hearing this about any other corners. I'm hearing about Jimmy Smith, the one with the most experience here, getting burned by these young receivers of the Jags. It's not even just that. He's been getting burned all training camp. This is just a shame. Martindale's not going to take that. Get it together, dude. But let's circle back and talk about Lamar Jackson. So, in my OTA and minicamp video, I said that Lamar Jackson's footwork has gotten a little better, and I said his mechanics got a little better, and he's been a little bit more consistent, but he was still missing a lot of passes. He had a lot of work to do if he was going to be ready for training camp. First, he had to put on some muscle and weight. Second of all, he had to become consistent as a passer. He had to work on his footwork. He had to work on his timing. He had to work on the mechanics and gain chemistry with the receivers. If he was going to be great in training camp and hopefully in the regular season, he was going to need to do all of this. And I'm here to say, Lamar Jackson did all of that, starting with the weight. The man put on 7 to 10 pounds of muscle to help him deal with those sacks and tackles he's going to take. Those hard hits from those defenders he's going to take in the pocket. Not necessarily out the pocket, because we know when Lamar scrambles, he's got a good way of protecting himself, and he will get out of bounds if he doesn't see anything. He's definitely the type of guy to get out of bounds. He doesn't try to go up against these guys. He will go out of bounds. I hope they're actually watching some, the coaches or the quarterback coaches going along with Lamar Jackson and showing them some film of Russell Wilson and how he protects himself. Because it would be nice to see Lamar Jackson slide. If he's not able to get out of bounds like he's in the middle of the field, it'd be nice to see him just slide or get down safely just to protect himself. Which I believe Lamar could do, but it's just so important to know how to slide if you're a mobile quarterback. It's just so important. It protects you. Heck, even if you're not a mobile quarterback, you take off, you got to know how to slide. Either slide or get out of bounds. And I hope they're going over that with him. But he's done well with gaining some weight. He's done well with his mechanics. His mechanics are still a little bit off, but it's so much more improved compared to what it was in OTAs. His footwork is just a lot better. And, he's keeping his feet apart. That's good. He's got a strong base, and he's throwing that ball with some velocity. and consistency. Lamar Jackson has been consistent and accurate throughout training camp. He's had solid practice after solid practice after solid practice. And this is exactly what I wanted to see with him. Now, granted, he's had some highs and he's had some lows. His highs are very fantastic, in which he's throwing the ball down the field and hitting our receivers like Boykin got a good deep pass. He hit Hayden Hurst for a pretty good deep pass. Mark Andrews as well. He's been hitting his receivers for deep passes, and it has been fantastic. Those are the highs. The lows are when he just misses like make a bad decision, or just throws a terrible pass that was uncatchable. He still is doing that. Obviously, this is still a work in progress, but overall, he's been solid. He also has not been turning the ball over. He's only thrown 3 picks so far, and one of them happened today. So 3 picks in 2.5 weeks of training camp, that's pretty good. He's not turning the ball over. Also, one thing I have not heard from all the reports, from the coaches, from players, everything, even from the fans who've gone out and seen him, I have not heard anything about Lamar Jackson fumbling the ball in practice. I'm not saying that he hasn't. I would have to go to you guys, anyone who's gone there and seen him live to one of their training camps. You would have to tell me if you've seen Lamar Jackson fumble the ball. But from what I'm hearing and all the reports, nobody's mentioned a single thing about Lamar having a fumbling issue. So that's positive, because he was fumbling last year. So far in training camp, I haven't heard any reports about him having an issue with fumbling, so that's a good thing. So he's not fumbling the ball, he's not turning the ball over with picks, he's getting the ball down the field, and he's being consistent. That's the key part, being accurate and consistent. That man's throwing some great passes. I'm seeing the highlights. And of course, with me, I'm not really focused on the highlights. I'm more focused on the practice report. When it comes to that, every day I'm looking at the Ravens, all these news and stuff. I obviously go to the Twitter page and I see the highlights and I enjoy them. I'm like, wow, Lamar's really doing great throwing. But I still understand that that's a highlight. That's one play. That could, for all we know, that could be his only great play, and everything else could be bad. That's just how highlights work. It's a highlight, so it's positive. It doesn't mean everything. When I do these things, I always go to the practice report to see what the overall recap of what they've seen from Lamar and the entire team. And again, from all the reports I'm seeing, everyone that's been out there, and all the stuff they're putting out on social media, Lamar Jackson has been consistent. Lamar Jackson has been accurate. Lamar Jackson looks like a completely different person. He's looking more like a passer. He looks more comfortable, more relaxed. You're also hearing these from the players. The players and the coaches saying he's just a different person out there. He has complete control over the offense. He's so comfortable under center. He's so comfortable out there in the pocket. He's not having any problems. This is great to hear. He still obviously has some work to do, a little bit more on his mechanics, a little bit more towards his footwork. Not that much, because he's been relatively good, but still a little bit more work he's got to do, especially with throwing. He's still throwing a couple ducks, which with me personally, I don't care about that, specifically because as long as the ball is accurate and getting to the receiver's hands, that's all I care about. I don't care about a spiral. There are many bad quarterbacks out there that throw perfect spirals. I'm not going to name a few, but there are bad quarterbacks out there that can throw great spirals, okay? Spiral isn't everything. It's about accuracy and consistency. One thing I'm really happy to see is when it comes to short passes, the easy passes, Lamar is making the short and easy passes. That is something he did not do last year. And that's something that people have been trolling him, saying he can't throw past 10 yards, because there were several occasions last year where he failed to convert on a 3rd and short because he missed the easy pass. He's completing those passes now, and that's a good thing. He's completing the short passes, he's completing the intermediate passes, he's looking sharp on short and intermediate, he's looking solid on the deep passes. That's good. We're seeing something here. They're building something here. Lamar Jackson this development is just steadily getting better and better. He's been solid throughout training camp, and I'm enjoying every moment of it. Now, from what we've seen of the joint practice camp, I'm going to give it to you here. First day, he was sharp. On 7-on-7 drills, he was 5 of 6. He was sharp. Overall for the day, he completed 68% of his passes. Some of them were short, some of them were intermediate. I think he had a couple, like 2 or 3 deep balls that he converted, but overall, completed 68% of his passes. He was willing to throw towards Jalen Ramsey's direction and actually completed a couple passes to his receivers who were going up matched up against Ramsey. So that's good. He was not afraid to test Ramsey. Man, completed 68% of his passes. Overall, looked sharp, come out with that intensity, come out with that focus. I like what I'm seeing from him. He's really looking like a true leader right here and a great quarterback. He's really looking like a passer. And this is just something the media is not putting out there. They'd rather focus on just some quote instead of actually taking a look at what's going on at camp. And that's annoying. okay? Because you got people who don't know anything about the Ravens. They're not looking at their camp. They're not seeing the developments. They're not reading the reports. They're just gonna see something that happens on some, if you hear on maybe ESPN or first, like FS1, or maybe like especially with Jason Whitlock and his nonsense. When you hear there when John Harbaugh was like, take you over for Lamar Jackson. They're not focusing on anything they're hearing in training camp because they don't care about the Ravens, obviously. The media doesn't care about the Ravens. They're focused on John Harbaugh. Oh, he said take you over. That means he's not going to pass the ball at all. They're going to be running there with him. They're trying to put him down, all this other nonsense. I'm like, just do the research. Just look at the reports. Just look at the reports. Many of the fans are not doing that, but we're not going to go on a tangent with that. All you need to know is Lamar Jackson's been solid. Lamar Jackson has been consistent. Lamar Jackson looks more relaxed and is taking control of the offense, and that is a good sign. There's still some more work to do, but right now, the progress is good. Oh, and by the way, today, he was, I think, 66, but he was 14 of 21. I don't know the percent. I think that's 66, 67% completion. He was 14 of 21 from his passes today. He didn't have many deep passes, but I think he only had 1 or 2 that he had. But he was 7 of 10 from the red zone, completed 3 touchdowns. 2 of them were to Hayden Hurst, 1 was to Mark Andrews, and that was easily his best pass of training camp because he fit that in between 2 defenders, and it was perfect. It was just perfect, man. It's on the Ravens Twitter. It was a perfect pass, and I'm telling you, Lamar Jackson, he's getting better every practice. That's one thing I love about Lamar, and it's very underrated with him. Lamar gets better as he continues to play the game, as he continues to practice, as he continues to get reps. He's getting better and better and better, and I like that. I'm liking the development I'm seeing from Lamar Jackson. Everything I told him that he needed to do at the end of my OTA minicamp video, he went out and did it. And I like that. You're hearing it from all the players. Lamar just looks more relaxed, more control. He's throwing some pretty balls out there. You're hearing that from the tight ends. You're hearing that from the receivers. The coaches, all of them are very impressed with Lamar. They're impressed with how fast this offense is developing, how fast Lamar has progressed, and how accurate and consistent he's being as a passer. This is great. Now, obviously, I'm not going to sit here and act like Lamar has been perfect. No. He's still got work to do, okay? He's still got work to do. It's not like he's been every day out there been completing 68% of his catches. That just happened yesterday, and today he completed 14 to 21. I think that's 66, 67%. It's not like it's been happening like that throughout camp. He's definitely had some bad misses. Heck, he had a bad pass to Miles Boykin in today's practice that completely missed him. Probably the worst pass he's had in probably the last 4 practices. It was a bad pass according to them. But he's still making progress, and he's still been solid. Consistency and accuracy. Those are 2 things Lamar has shown throughout training camp. He's still got much work to do, and I would like to see his mechanics improve a little bit more so he can get that spiral, even though I'm not really worried about that. But just work on your mechanics, continue working on your footwork, and continue working on that timing, especially with Hollywood Brown. What am I talking about? I'm tired right now, but especially with Hollywood Brown, work on that. Definitely work on that timing with him, because he's not practicing he's practicing, but he's not doing the 7-on-7 and 11-on-11 drills with everyone else. So definitely got to practice with him. But overall, I like what I'm seeing from Lamar Jackson. He's exactly where I expected him to be at this point, and he's only going to continue to improve as practice goes on. Now, John Harbaugh did not say if Lamar Jackson was going to play in this preseason game, but if he is going to play, we're going to see some stuff. Anyway, that's it from me. I like what I'm seeing from Lamar Jackson, and I hope he continues to prove. That's what I got. Peace out.